the entire Georgia First Tech Challenge Planning Committee and the board of Georgia First, welcome. We are happy you are here. As many of you know, FIRST is a global robotics community transforming lives and inspiring future innovators and problem solvers. FIRST engages young people, kindergarten through 12th grade, in our 4 STEM programs, including FIRST LEGO League Junior, FIRST LEGO League, FIRST Robotics Competition, and of course, FIRST Tech Challenge. FIRST Tech Challenge started in 2005, and in just over a decade, 15 years, we've grown to over 6,000 teams in more than 25 countries. This continues to be a transformative impact of FIRST programs, and you are a part of this movement. All of you are helping make this program possible for the next generation of innovators in this room. I'm excited to have every one of you here today because we're going to have a blast. You've been working hard to design and build your robot, and I can't wait to see how everything comes together in this year's challenge, Skystone, presented by Qualcomm. As you know from tackling this challenge this year, STEM skills have never been so important to solving the issues facing the world today. And FIRST Tech Challenge is forming the leaders and innovators of tomorrow by getting kids involved in these disciplines early. But remember, FIRST doesn't end with high school. If college is your next step, FIRST partners with 200 colleges and universities who want FIRST participants and alumni and have made nearly $80 million in scholarships available. Regardless of the education level, FIRST partners with industry to ensure that internship and ultimately job opportunities are available to you and make sure you have access to the most valuable resource of all, each other.
This is the story of invention, the sudden creation of something never before imagined, a marvel that changes our understanding of what is possible. Behind every new beginning is the spark of inspiration, an idea brought to life by the stirring in someone's heart. The dreams of today are but visions of tomorrow, blossoming in young minds, minds that will one day solve problems that have challenged us for centuries, minds that already brim with promise. We are FIRST, and we are here to open doors for great minds. FIRST participants and alumni gain access to our network of hundreds of providers and millions of dollars in scholarship money, available exclusively to FIRST participants around the world. With our support, hundreds of thousands of young minds have launched themselves onto exciting and fulfilling paths that will one day change the world. You've already taken the first step. Let us help you find out how much farther the road goes.
All right. So do we have any FIRST alumni in the house? Everybody who's an alumni, please stand up. Those of you who've been in the program before. Thank you for all that you continue to do to further the mission of FIRST and inspire the next generation. For some of you, Skystone may be your final season in competing with FIRST. We would like to take a moment to recognize those who will soon be FIRST alumni. With all the students in their final year of high school, please stand up. You are joining the FIRST alumni, and you too will be able to look forward to see what you do next. Also, afterwards, after the final qualifying match, I would like to see all seniors over at a photo booth that we have set up over there near the elevator. We want to take a group photo of all of the seniors and alumni together up there right after qualifying match 36. All right. At this time, I would like to recognize all of the parents, the coaches, the mentors, the volunteers, everyone who's helped make this program work, both at the schools, at your homes, at events here today. Please give them a round of applause. And always, everyone, remember your gracious professionalism. Another announcement for those of you who may not have seen it on the Slack, we are going to have a safety meeting in Judging Room C at 10:30. Every team should send their safety team member or members, 1 or 2 students, or even their team coach, the adult coach, to find out what it is we're doing this year with that. That's at 10:30 in Judging Room C. And with that, I am now going to introduce our Masters of Ceremonies for the Pemberton Division. It's the crazy hat guy, Mr. Crockett Clark. And for the Kilrain Division, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kyle Fender.
Good morning. Morning. I didn't feel right. All right, let's try this. Good morning, Marietta! Welcome to the 2020 Georgia FTC State Championship. You guys have gone through your different leagues, and you have made it here to compete in this year's game, Skystone. How do you guys feel after going through months of grueling hard work, and now you're here? So, before I get into droning on and on about all the different things, we have a couple guest speakers I want to introduce. So, first off, let's introduce a group of people that really helped to make this work, not just for FTC, but for Junior FLL, FLL, FTC, FRC, and everything that we do here. Let me introduce you to our board of directors, starting off with Brian Cooksey, Director, Operations, Training, and Development at Shaw Industries Group. Vice President of our board of directors, Dr. Ian Ferguson, the Dean of the Southern Polytechnic College of Engineering and Engineering Technology at Kennesaw State. Go Owls, go Owls, yes. Mr. Brian Haynes, Senior Technical Director, Global Nonwovens from Kimberly-Clark Corporation and the Secretary of our Board of Directors. Actually, I'm going to leave this next one until the last because you have to leave the best for last, obviously. Mr. Jim Johnson, AC-130 Chief Engineer at Lockheed Martin. Joseph Lillyblad, Education and Workforce Development Manager at Georgia Power. Mr. Chip McDaniel, Technical Marketing Focus Image Team for Automation Direct. I don't see her over here. Oh, wait, I think she's over here. Miss Sue Miller, Senior Business Analyst at Mag Mutual. Mr. Matt Nelson, Executive Director of Finance at Cox Communications. Mr. Adam Thompson, Patent Attorney for Morris, Manning & Martin LLP, and the Treasurer of our Board of Directors. And as I said, I'm always going to leave the best for last. Miss Connie Haynes, our Executive Director of GeorgiaFIRST Robotics. And for a couple words, I'm going to reintroduce Mr. Brian Cooksey.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. Wow, thank you, thank you. We are so glad to be here with you today. Congratulations to all of you for making it to this point. There are over 180 FTC teams in the state of Georgia, and for all of you to make it to this point shows that you have worked extremely hard, partnered with your mentors and other volunteers, and displayed amazing teamwork and collaboration to get here. We are so proud of you and commend you for all that you've done to make it here today. We wish you the best of luck in your competitions today and in what you do beyond high school. You guys are the future of our state, of our nation, and we are so proud of all you're doing and your involvement with FIRST Robotics. On behalf of our board, we'd just like to extend our thanks to Stephen, all the volunteers that are here that make this possible, all the coaches, mentors, everybody that makes this event possible, not just at FTC, but all of our first levels throughout the state. It takes a small army to make this happen, and we couldn't do it without all their dedicated service. So thank you so much to everybody who makes this possible. Good luck today. Have great success, and we're proud of you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for what you guys have done for all these students this year and what you guys are hopefully going to be doing for years to come with Georgia First. So each year, First Tech Challenge creates an exciting and new game for us. This year, we have First Rise, powered by Star Wars Force for Change. And that's our theme throughout all of our programs here in FIRST Robotics. And we have teams around the world exploring what it means to imagine and build a city of the future. This year in FTC, we have teams are working with Droid allies to reach up and into the sky for our year's game Skystone, presented by Qualcomm. Now, let's take a look at this year's challenge.
Hello, FIRST teams.
We're so excited that this year Disney and Lucasfilm have teamed with FIRST as a part of the Star Wars Force for Change philanthropic initiative.
Daisy, John, and I, yes, and BB-8 and Dio are happy to welcome you to today's event.
For the last 4 decades, Star Wars has inspired generations and audiences around the world to imagine the impossible and to find the hero within themselves.
As a robotics community, FIRST has done the same for millions of students, creating a movement to prepare young people for the future.
Here's a very good friend of ours to share more about this year's season and your program challenge.
BB-8, just wait 1 second and you'll find out who it is.
Hello, FIRST teams. I'm Mark Hamill, and welcome to the 2019-2020 season. Through this year's theme, First Rise, powered by Star Wars Force for Change, we're exploring what it takes to build a stronger, more sustainable future. And together, we will shape the first city to thrive today and stand the test of time. Today, you will explore the challenges First City faces as it begins to rise. Like the towering structures on the planet of Coruscant in Star Wars, First City is growing and must be resilient and strategic to sustain life and a rising population. In Skystone, your mission is to create a structure that pushes into the skies to represent your alliance. On your journey, you will work with droid allies to overcome obstacles that stand in your path to building a superstructure of the future and top it off with a crown of achievement, a final capstone to symbolize our reach into the sky and dreams of a hopeful future. Together, we rise.
Thanks, Mark.
We can't wait to see how you and your teams have learned to work together to tackle the challenges facing First City this season.
Good luck, and of course, may the Force be with you.
All right. Now I'd like to introduce a very important group of people, our judges. If you would, please stand. These individuals have the difficult job of singling out the best of the best from today's teams. They've already been busy last night interviewing teams and this morning reviewing their notes, and they're starting to go over engineering notebooks. They'll be in the pits later watching matches, and they'll be deliberating. We look forward to seeing the outcome of their hard work at the award ceremony this afternoon. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Next up, a lot of this stuff on the field could not happen without our FTAs. FTAs, if you can wave to us. These guys are going to be helping to make sure that our robot control systems on each one of these robots is operating as the way that they need to in order to have a productive day of competition. Thank you, FTAs.
Kyle, you do realize how to get the FTA's attention?
Yes, of course.
Would you demonstrate that, please?
So, is it like this?
I don't think so.
No. All right. I haven't done this in a while. This has been a couple months. Let me try this again.
Y'all might want to stand back if it's been a couple months.
Yeah, no, it's been a couple months, guys. My knees aren't the way that they used to. All right. Let me try this. All right. FTA! FTA! Can you see me? Can you see me? All right, cool.
That's it. That's the way we got to get the FTAs. And finally, I'd like to introduce our referees. You see them in the striped shirts. Our refs have the difficult job of ensuring everyone is playing by the rules. As in all sports, their rulings are final. There will be no reruns and no video replays. They will not pay attention to it. Please help us stick to the schedule, respecting their decisions and following the appropriate challenge process. Let's thank the referees.
All right. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank a big part of the reason that a lot of the seasons of these teams have gone on are mentors and coaches. So, in the tradition of FIRST Robotics, you know what? Can I have all of our mentors and coaches stand? All of our mentors and coaches stand. And students, I want you to give them the biggest round of applause you can, the longest that you can. I'm reminded year after year of the reason that I am who I am. It was because of the mentors and coaches that placed time in me. And that investment of time in me helped me to be where I am as a software engineer. But now it's my turn as a FIRST alumni to be able to give back and to pay it forward. So now I get to be a mentor of Team 1002. So it's an amazing opportunity. So for mentors and coaches, your work isn't gone unnoticed. And I just want to remind you guys that you're here. You're here after months. You're here. A lot of mentors don't get to that place. You're here. So remember that when you're trying to remember, am I going to come back next year? Remind yourself, you got here. So I think you can do another year with these amazing kids, right? All right. Also, this is not the only opportunity to be a mentor and coach. We have 4 different programs. We have Junior FLL, FLL, FTC, and FRC. So if you're here as a parent, if you're here just as a spectator, seeing I saw a bunch of people walking towards Cobb Civic Center. I have no idea why. I just decided to walk in. Well, hello, my name's Kyle, and you're at the FTC State Championship. This is going to be a very interesting experience for you. And if you decide after this experience, hey, I want to be a part of this, we always need more mentors and coaches because there's always a kid that needs that inspiration. You can be that kid's inspiration for their future. So, what else do we have today?
Well, a few minutes ago, Stephen Hovey spoke about gracious professionalism. And who better to help further explain the core value of FIRST than the original gracious professional himself? FIRST Designated Advisor, Dr. Woody Flowers.
Hi, I'm Woody Flowers, and I've been part of FIRST for a long time. I really love how FIRST helps us learn that working hard can be fun and profoundly satisfying. In FIRST, we do our best work while helping others and treating folks with respect and kindness. This ethos is something I like to call gracious professionalism. As you go through this first season, please remember that it is extremely important. In fact, it's expected that you practice gracious professionalism. Everyone. FIRST students, coaches, parents, volunteers too. It's not always easy, but it will make FIRST a sweet experience, and it can have a big positive impact in all areas of your life. So go be kind and creative.
All right. So, thanks, Woody. Now, here's our general schedule for today. In a couple minutes, we're going to be starting with our qualification matches on our 2 divisions. Following the qualifications, we'll move on to the alliance selection. Going from there, we're going to figure out from the top-ranked teams who will win here at the 2020 FTC State Championship. And finally, that's not the end. Finally, after that, we'll have our award ceremonies because be always reminded there's always some hardware to go home with. So, before we get to that, let me reintroduce to you Mr. Stephen Hovey.
All right. So, throughout the season, I've been mentioning something about mascots, and I wanted to make sure I touched on that. What are we doing here today with mascots? Because I haven't given you much information on that. We're going to be watching for your mascots to see how they interact, how they look, what they do, how much fun they have, how safe they are doing it. And also at some point, we're going to do a little dance contest with them. So you guys be ready. I want to make sure you knew all that before we get through the day. Have fun.
All right, and before we begin the matches, please rise for the playing and singing of the national anthem.
All right. So, one final thing to say. Teams, are you ready for Sky Zone? Woo! All right, as we said, we have 2 divisions here for you today of qualification matches. Before we can get to our champions, let's get our matches started.
All right.